What's up, guys? Welcome to week 2 of off-season training. This is my squat session for the week, or one of them. In keeping with the format of last week, I'm going to be focusing on a high bar squat on this day and using that as my main squat variation in the weeks to come. I really need to focus on bringing up my quad strength as well as my core strength and putting myself into this shitty high bar position and having to focus on staying more upright and really driving with the legs. Definitely puts me in a disadvantaged position, which will make me stronger. So goal for today was to work with the same weight that I did last week, the 405. Just rather than getting 3 sets of 5 with it, I was supposed to hit 2 sets of 6. So that way I'm hitting a rep PR and still keeping the volume similar to what I was working with last week. Next week on these, I will probably kick it up to 415, just kind of depending on how I feel, or maybe even stay right around 405 and just work on doing it better. Seeing as this is off season, I'm less interested in just progressing the weight, and if I take a technical PR out of it, then I'm just as happy with that. As you can see, I also ditched the Olympic shoes this week. They just don't feel right. I don't have a good groove in them. I tend to lose my balance in them, and it puts unnecessary stress on my knees. Part of this is because, as you have probably already noticed, I'm a good bit duck-footed. I've done mobility work. I've done all kinds of shit trying to fix this, and you know what? My feet just point out a little bit. And as long as I'm in a flat shoe, I can keep that controlled and they stay in line with my ankles, and that feels fine and feels strong to me. And when I put an Olympic shoe on, it feels like shit and puts unnecessary strain on them. So I've decided to just not use those at all. I even used the flat shoes on my front squats on Saturday and they felt better. So fuck Olympic shoes. I'm just staying with my flat shoes. This is the second set of 6 with the high bar position. These felt pretty good. They moved well. I decided to add in a second movement this week, which was kind of my goal. I was slowly building up the volume. I'm going to be keeping a low bar pause squat rather than a high bar pause squat. Reason being for that is, although it does not put as much work on in and through my core as the high bar position would, I am bringing my stance out probably a good 2 inches wider in each direction, and I want to use the pause squat to build my hip mobility in this wider stance, because that should help me get a little bit better leverage in my bottom end position with my squat because my femurs are so long. As you can see kind of from this front angle, I'm still able to drive my knees out effectively and keep them in line with the ankles. I wasn't having any problems with that, and as the sets progress here, I ended up doing 5 working triples on this day. As the sets progress, my hip mobility gets better and better, and that bottom position continues to look better with each subsequent set as well. So I'm going to be using the high bar squat as my heavier main training squat for building strength. These I'm also obviously going to progress the weight from week to week as well, but not at the expense of improving this bottom end position and stability with a wider stance. So really hoping to transition my main low bar squat into something that looks a lot more similar to this, because it did feel so much more stable in the bottom position and powerful coming up and out of the hole. So really excited to see some technical improvements with this in the weeks to come. I may or may not add a little bit more volume on this main squat day, but at least this being just the second week, and I'm actually, at the time of recording this, towards the end of that second week, really liking the higher frequency training, and I seem to be recovering from it pretty well with the progressions that I've been making up till this point. So we will see, but I'm going to keep things kind of fluid with that same base structure that I've kind of already outlined in the previous video, and we will see where this ends up taking me over the course of the summer. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe to my channel. If you haven't done so already, be sure to connect with me on Facebook and on Instagram. We've got a lot of exciting things coming up in the weeks to come, and you'll definitely want to be in touch with me on those forms of social media. So anything else, check out www.savagegym.com. That is it. Word.